Hey Dan, now, you know I love movies. There is no better way to watch a movie than in a theater. The smells, the sounds, the big screen, the boom of the audio system, the crowds getting excited, it's just second to none. Before my kids were born, I probably watched 40 plus films in theaters a year. But in recent years I've begun experiencing something of a problem. Going to the movie theaters has kind of lost its luster for me. I've begun to take for granted the big screen and the great sound system. I've begun to not care about the people. For whatever reason, I just don't enjoy going to the movies as much as I used to. I spend a lot of my time going to the movies that I'm supposed to see, the big blockbusters that are the big release for the week. But sadly, they don't affect me anymore. It's rare that I go to the theater and feel anything at all. I've forgotten the specialness. What makes a good movie-going experience good? What is it about it that makes it enjoyable? Turns out it's not just about the quality of the film. It's also about the quality of the theater and the quality of the audience it attracts. Now, when I talk about the quality of the theater, I am not just simply saying the screen size or the surround system. Those are important, but at the end they're secondary. By far, my favorite movie theater that I've ever been to is the Myrna Loy Center in Helena, Montana. It's a small two-screen indie arts theater in an old jailhouse. I moonlit there for a few years, and in that short time, it rekindled my love of movies twofold. If I could somehow feed my family working at the Myrna Loy, I would give up a lot of amenities to do that. My favorite screen anywhere to watch movies is the Myrna Loy screening room. It's so small it can only hold 50 people. Many of my favorite film-going experiences have been in this tiny, small, and intimate screening room. In fact, many of my favorite film-going experiences have been in less than perfect conditions. I have very fond memories of that extraordinarily cold night watching Return of the King when the theater's heat went out in the middle of January in Montana. Or that other cold evening I spent sitting on the roof of my friend's car watching Inglourious Basterds at a drive-in. The radio in my car had gone out, so I had to sit on my buddy's roof and hang my head over down near his window so I could hear anything of the dialogue. I remember at the opening of the third Matrix movie, right at the climax, Smith is asking why Neo fights. Why, and it's... the film burns through. The screams in that theater I would not have traded for anything. One of my personal favorites, going to see Waltz for Bashir in Bruges, Belgium, in a tiny little theater on the second floor of a building in the middle of nowhere. So, I got to enjoy an Israeli film in Hebrew with French subtitles in Belgium. I had no idea what was going on. It took me years to realize it was meant to be a documentary. It was a magical experience. Probably my favorite film-going experience was going to X-Men 3 opening night. Now, don't get me wrong, it was an awful film, but it was out at an important time for me. I was going to graduate from high school in just a couple days. Furthermore, Helena had just recently opened its multiplex, and the theater we were going to was on the verge of closing down. It premiered at midnight on Friday, so Thursday after school, a huge amount of my graduating class drove down to the theater and camped out in their lobby. We all set up TVs and Xboxes, and at any point in the evening, you could find somewhere in that lobby to watch X-Men 1, X-Men 2, or any of the old Saturday morning cartoons. There was a Halo tournament over in that corner. Over here we had an anime marathon. Right at about 3:45 they all sold us a big bucket of popcorn and pop, and they allowed us to get free refills all night long. For the record, they provided refills for 11 hours. Come midnight the film started and it was clear that it was garbage, and the entire school in this theater had the best time hating it. Looking back at all my favorite film-going experiences, they almost all involve some sort of discomfort. I feel like the movie theater is just another example where today's society has traded its soul for comfort. Frankly, I miss some discomfort.
For your challenge, I want you to write a short story about two guys sneaking into a movie. And it can be however long you want it to be. Enjoy it.